And welcome back to Mission Reloaded Gaming. This is Jack. I have some interesting news for all of you if you haven't heard yet. Conquest, the unfinished build, is now available on the beta branch. As Mazer says, "Hello Spacers, it's become very clear over the last few days that many of you feel hurt by the announcement on Monday concerning our updated development plans. These plans have not changed. We will still be moving on with our carriers update and then returning to an overarching multi-skirmish game mode. Single-player content has not been cut, as some have claimed, only delayed. This is our first missed development target ever. However, because so many of you are invested in Conquest as it was originally conceived, after consulting with our publisher and some other individuals we trust, we decided to release the current unfinished build of Conquest as is on a special beta branch. This build is very incomplete and very unstable, but if you wish to play, you will now be able to. To be clear about our intentions for this build is released as is and represents an incomplete product. We will not be releasing further updates or bug fixes for this beta branch. Regardless of positive public reaction, work on this branch will not resume. Modders are free to do so as they wish, but please mark workshop items appropriately. The unfinished Conquest build can be accessed via Steam's beta build feature, just as you would access the public testing branch under Conquest Unfinished Build. This is an 80% solution of Conquest. As many know, the last 20% takes 80% of the time. The golden rule. If you are looking for a balanced and challenging war simulation, you won't find it there. It even still has the band-aid of selecting random skirmish maps to fight on, so it's not 24/7 abyssal. But if you just want to manage your own custom space navy and mash spaceships together, this might be enjoyable enough. To reiterate, single-player content has not been cancelled. We are still hard at work in a redesign of our overarching game mode, which will provide context to individual skirmish battles. We will not be releasing information on design until we have an actual prototype, and we are more confident about that it'll actually be fun. The goal of this new design will be to mesh much more gracefully with Nebulous's core gameplay alongside the return of many of the most interesting mechanics from Conquest Mode's original design, including Officer's Veterancy and Intelligence, a persistent fleet with logistical concerns, and an actual narrative thread of objectives. Once the design is more solidified and we're confident in its bones, we will discuss the plans in depth in the future dev blog. See you in the battle space, the Nebulous team. Well, that's actually really awesome. Thank you so much, Mazer, for going through the steps and just appeasing your player base that's been waiting for something for so long. Even if it's not perfect by no means, just something else to give them to play with. We here love mods, and those of us at the Legends of Nebulous campaign are very intrigued to see how this actually goes. The interest has definitely peaked, and a lot more people have been playing again. And yeah, I mean, thank you. I know it's not what you wanted, but it's definitely, you figured out what you didn't want. And thank you so much for being honest with us. That is pretty much, I guess, the biggest front end part of this, I feel, about this, is that when you finally stepped back and looked at it going, this isn't fun, and decided to scrap it. That is a big step, and I thank you so much for being big about it and being honest about it, because I'll admit, AAA games wouldn't care. Anyway, I'm sick. I'm dealing with I don't know, strep throat, COVID, death, the plague. I am out for the day, so you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for stopping by. Peace. Fly reckless.